Hello students, welcome to lecture 1 of basic to advanced level programming. In this lecture, we'll be discussing all the basic terminologies and concepts of math which we'll be using on further lectures of coding. Along with that, we'll also discuss how to approach a problem in order to solve a coding question and also the graphical representations of all the programs. So let's get into the video. Let us first discuss a basic concept or basic thing which goes on every day on our lives. So, I am taking input as time. I am taking input as time. I'll take one condition. If the time is less than 4 p.m., the person is in school or college or say office. If the time is greater than 4 p.m., then the person is at home. Let us represent this data in a graphical form. Initially, I'm gonna start my work. Then I'm taking input. Here, input is time. Later, I'll check for condition. What is condition? Less than 4 p.m. If it is yes, the time is less than 4 p.m., the person is in school, college, or office. If it is greater than 4 p.m., no, the time is not less than 4 p.m. It means it is greater than 4 p.m. Then the person is at home. So this is the graphical representation of the data which we have discussed. Now let us move on to next. Now how to approach a problem. Usually, how do we approach a problem? First, we have to understand the question which we have to solve. First, try to analyze the problem. What is happening in the question? What are they asking? What is the problem actually? Then, think of some solution. Just give a rough thinking or some idea, get some rough idea of that problem, how to solve the problem and all. Then, whatever idea you're getting, just write it down on a pen in any kind of representation. It is said good to represent the idea which you're getting in graphical representation so that you can code faster. Then write your coding solution. These 4 steps are very important in order to get started with coding and to enhance your skills deep into coding. So let's move on to next. Next we have symbols. Before slides I have drawn the idea which we have created in different kinds of symbols. So these are all the symbols. This oval shape is called as start or end. So we start the program and end the program with this symbol. Then we have a rectangle. This indicates the process or the calculations which we'll be performing in the code. Then we have a symbol for reading input and to generate output. Here we have one more symbol in order to give conditions or to make some decisions. Let's move on to next. So why do we need to use this graphical representations and what are they called as? These graphical representations are called as flowcharts. And why do we use flowcharts? So in coming lectures we'll be writing numerous lines of code and it is quite difficult in order to figure out where the mistake arises in the journey of coding. So it is used for debugging. Debugging means for erasing the errors in our code. It is language independent. Flowcharts doesn't really belong to a particular language. We usually draw flowcharts generally for all sorts of programming languages. It is just to generate an idea of what you are going to do in your code. The only one thing which differentiates each programming language or scripting language is the syntax which we're gonna use. Base condition is the same. And we, as I said earlier, we are going to write numerous lines of code, and these flowcharts are really useful in order to break down our code into smaller parts and to analyze the code much faster. It also reduces the complexity. So more the lines of code, more complexities. Less the lines of code, less complex. So the along the way of breaking down the problem into smaller pieces, it also reduces the complexity of the problem. So these are all the advantages of flowchart. Next, let us discuss the actual representations of any kind of problem. As said, this is start symbol. This is to take input and give output. This is to give condition. Here I have what to do if some condition is met, and here I have what to do if some condition is met. Let me change color. Now here I'm indicating this. Yeah. So if this is yes, if this is no, this side it goes the loop. If it is yes, it goes this side. Now I have the data. This is to start. This is to start. Or end. This one is to take input or to give output. This one is for condition. These both are executed when condition is met. So this is the basic structure of the graphical representation of any data. Here I am going to start the process. For start, I should indicate this in oval shape. Then I have my condition or input. Input, I am taking any input. Any input, it depends on user, what he or she gives. Then I'm going to check for condition. Condition, I'll check if the input given by the user is a number or an alphabet. Okay, so yes, if it is a number, yes, then let me print that number. If it is no, the input given by the user is not a number, then I'll prompt the user to take the input again. So it runs over and over again until the user gives an input of number. If the user gives number, it will print number and it will end the process. Then it's done. I hope you got better understanding of this example. Let's move on to next example. Here, let us figure out if a number entered by the user is even number or odd number. And then let us print the same in the output as well. So first I will start the process. Start. Then I'll take a number. So here strictly I'm taking number as input. Then I'll be checking if it is even or odd. So I think we all have some basic idea of what an even number is. If the number is completely divisible by 2, then it is called as an even number. So let us discuss an example over here. Yes, I'm taking a number 20. I hope all of you know that 20 is an even number. I'm dividing by 2. 2 tens are 20 and the remainder is 0. So whenever we get the remainder as 0, then it is called as an even number. So over here, in order to get the remainder, we have an operator called as a modulo operator. So using this operator, we can check if the remainder of that number is 0 or not. So let us continue with the flow. Yeah, here I am checking for condition. If it is yes, if the number is even. If it is no, if the number is not even, then I am going to print something, and here also I am going to print something. Here condition, what I will do is that number which the user is entering, remainder with 2. If it is equal to 0, then it is yes, it is an even number. I'll print even. No, if this is not equal to 0, we are getting some remainder, then it is an odd number. I'll print odd. So here the reason for indicating 2 equals is that in coding a language, if I'm making a number mod 2 just single equal to 0, this indicates I am assigning this value 0 to this value. I don't want to assign any value. I want to check for condition. So in order to check for condition, we have to indicate two equal signs. So this is the graphical representation of finding an even number or not from the given input. So I hope you guys understood the example over here. Let's move on to next. These are all the assignment questions which you have to solve on your own. First, x raised to the power n. X value is raised to the power of n values. Then arithmetic progressions, rectangular area, sum of n numbers, sum of even numbers, Fahrenheit to Celsius scale. There is a formula which is associated over here. Use that formula and find out the graphical representations, reversing a number, palindrome number. So all these assignment questions which you have to solve need to be done in graphical representations. You need not write any code in lecture 1. Here your assignment question task is just to draw graphical representations. Once you're done with assignment, do share it on Telegram group so that I can check out your answers. So that is all from my end. Hope you have enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next video. Until then, enjoy learning.